I know I promised all of you that I am going to talk about this subject which was pending on me. Probably Samir reminded me of my promise and I could not delay it further. I realized that. So here I am covering this topic, and probably many of you are going to benefit. So the topic is what mistakes as a fresher we tend to make which cost us dearly, and these are very important for all of you. If you are starting your career, probably this is, to me, your first and most important year of your life, and I will tell you why. Just stay with me. And if you are in hurry and you can't bother to wait these 10-15 minutes, probably you should not spend more time on this video. You can easily skip this video, not for you. But if you go by my words, stay by the end, you would know a lot of things. Do you know, when you buy a cell phone, a gadget, or a car, or a bike, or a house, you make whole lot of research. Then you go approach your preferred probably YouTube channel or some similar forum where you have the trust that okay, the information which is coming from this forum will be authentic and most beneficial for you. So you start following that. Do you have one for your career which is of utmost importance for everybody? Think about it. Welcome to the real world, and this real world is very different than what you have seen so far. The real world has all kind of contradictions, all opportunities, possibilities for you to explore, and some of you who understand the word quicker than others probably will make best out of you. All the effort which you have made so far was to come to this stage. That means finding the right opportunity for you. However, how you maximize on that right opportunity and make sure that this is the right opportunity, that is very important aspect. Please understand, every year about 200-300,000 people join in the IT industry, and very few make the best out of it. And why do they don't do that? You will get to know why and how they miss out on a lot of potential. All of you are joining the IT industry. Before you go and join the IT industry, do you understand the structure of IT organization, and in general any organization for that matter? So here I'll share with you the simple structure of any organization, IT or non-IT. If you look at this pyramid over here, the bottom layer consists of most of the employee, and as you climb higher you will see the opportunities are coming down and very fewer people are going up to the top. At the end of the day, only one person will command and advised by some of the, or maybe a group of colleagues. So these people control the company, the corporate, and various decisions they take that shapes the company's future. But how they reach here, do you know that? Because nobody joins over here, everybody joins at the bottom layer, and slowly and gradually they start climbing up. But why not everybody who is at this level, at the bottom layer, goes up to the top layer? That is what we are going to discuss today. Okay, so let's understand the structure and what is the role and where you join in the company. So as a fresher, if you see in this pyramid over here, there is a separate layer for fresher, because freshers are the new entrant in the company. So these are trainees, so I will keep them out of the current pyramid structure, and you will see the additional layer at the bottom over there. So as a fresher, every company wants to hire some fresher and train them so that they can promote them into the next level of hierarchy. And if you look at this hierarchy, you will see this layer will be about 0 to 1 year of experience level. And if I could map, it's a generic method, probably not suitable for all, but I'm just giving you some indications how it works. So the first layer will be about 1 to 5 years of experience. And remember, you are joining at 0 to 1 level of experience. Then the next stage comes, next phase is 5 to 10 years experience, 10 to 15 years experience, 15 to 20, 20 to 25, or probably higher than that. So you joining at 0 to 1 level, you will be trained by the company, and company will provide you various kinds of training, but that is not what is in your control. That's company's whole module, how they train everybody. So it's like you are recruits in the army, and all the recruits will be given this similar training, but some of the recruits will maximize on that training period, and some of them will not be able to match up to these other people. And that is the difference which makes huge difference in your longer run career, and that sets your sight where you will go in the career. So not everybody who is in 1 to 5 years of experience range will be promoted into 5 to 10 years of experience range. I'm just talking about the level. So for example, if 1 to 5 level is the level 1, not everybody in 5 years experience will grow to the 5 to 10 level of experience, years of experience, which is level 2. Similarly, not everybody in the 5 to 10 years experience range will grow to level 3. Not everybody in the level 3 will go to level 4, and so on. So how does this work? If you have seen your career in your life so far, things were quite sequential. For example, if you have done 11th, if somebody is doing 12, probably if he's doing fine, he will do the first batch will cross the 12th, the 11th will go into 12th class, the 10th will go into 11th class. So it was all linear over here. But now from here on, this thing changes, and changes for good, because the real meritocracy comes into picture, because only the best one will survive and will go to the next level. That is how this whole organizational system works. So if you continue to wait at the bottom layer, wait for the management to pick you up and promote you, probably that is the first mistake you will do. Please avoid that mistake. You don't have to wait, you have to grab the opportunities, whatever it is. The second mistake often students do is, so far they were relying on their parents for the expenses, but now they are earning. So the glamour portion of earning and then enjoying your life free of all burdens overpowers you, and you tend to lose control over your senses. So avoid that glamour, stay focused, keep that focus in the picture, at least for next 2 years. When you join a company as a recruit, you have buffet. Okay, you have a buffet where you have your choices quite well defined. For example, you have various profiles: IT, admin, network, security, cloud, development, programming, non-programming, ERP, SAP, CRM, Salesforce, everything is over there. Now, out of that, which one is good for you? You must understand what you want to do. If you want to be a programmer, you have to choose your line. Sometimes people who are new recruits go towards HR. Some of you go towards admin. Some of you go towards IT support. Some of you will go towards customer support. But it is not you decide. Who decides? Normally it is company and the business requirement a company has at a moment of time. So even if you want to go towards a particular area, you intend to cover a lot of distance in that space, and you are deeply interested and keenly interested in that area, probably you will not decide that. Company decides for you. But can you do something about this? You can. Definitely you can do. So how you can influence this behavior, probably I will talk little later, but let's understand your problems and the mistakes as a fresher you are likely to make. So the next mistake one is likely to make is not knowing the organization. So not knowing the organization, what does it mean? Understand the organization structure, what functions do what, and what are the prospects of individual verticals or a function. What are the opportunities? That's very important. And sometimes when you are joining as a fresher, you rely too much on the management at the micro level. That's a very big mistake. The next point is, you don't know that if what company is deciding for you is the right place for you. Unless you understand the future, you foresee what's coming your way in the future, you will realize that too late if it is the right path for you. Make sure that you choose your career in advance, follow a consistent path, and make sure that you assess yourself regularly that okay, the path and the trajectory is right. It doesn't matter if it is bit faster or bit slower, but the trajectory should be upwards in your area of interest. Now let's assume you understood the fact that this is not the right area of interest, but you don't know what to do next because you are waiting for your turn, but you are not trying to open up the opportunities for you. What do you do when you are not at the right place? You should have a proper roadmap mechanism to handle that kind of scenario. Another problem could be, maybe some of you are not very outspoken, not you like to work in silos. That could be one potential problem. Working in silos is a big problem. You must communicate with your seniors, juniors at every level and understand what's in their mind, and that will help you see the things from their angle. So don't waste your time working in silos. Try to build the network, find your guide in the company. When you are a fresher, what you tend to do is you work to gain technical knowledge, but somehow what you miss is the larger picture. You don't know what's the function you are contributing to. You don't know what the client is working. You don't have the domain knowledge. You don't have the functional aspects covered. So in absence of that, what happens is you lose the ability to develop your personality in that particular space. Next point is, skilling and upskilling should be your regular habit. I spoke about that in another video also, but remember, when you join a company, you start gaining skills, but after spending some time, it is important that you keep upskilling and keep this cycle going on. Otherwise, there is a chance that whatever you learn in your first year would not be relevant by the time you reach experience round 10. Often people make one mistake. They misjudge and don't understand various aspects in their project journeys. So probably when you meet your project team, you are doing very well in the project, but that does not mean you are learning enough. For example, if you have joined the project, in your quarterly, half-yearly or annual reviews, probably your management was very happy and you got very good rating. That does not mean that rating is about your skilling. That does not mean that rating is about your learning. Please differentiate between your project deliverable as well as your learning. Keep these aspects separate. Your project deliverable is not your learning. And now the final one is when to change. We spoke about this earlier and I said I'll talk about that, when to do, what to do when you are not at the right place. First, follow what I just told you in the video. If you are not at the right place, you have to identify that. If you have to identify it sooner rather than later. Once you have identified what course correction you can do, probably the only way you can come out of this cycle is by your own efforts. For example, you are into a role which is not for you and you identified that, but there is another role which attracts you more. What have you been doing or what have you been doing to go towards that role? That's very important. Company is not going to provide you that framework. That framework you will have to plan for yourself, build the roadmap, find out the opportunity in that space, do some certifications, whichever is popular at that moment of time in that particular space, continue learning, build some prototypes, POCs, do some demos in the company in various forums to your managers, to your project management teams, and demonstrate the leadership skills. And when you do these things, I'm pretty sure somebody in the company is going to reward you for your consistency, your hard work, and your ability to think out of your project scope. That is going to set you on a good project journey, and that is your exit route. I hope this discussion made sense for you, and you realize why this first year is so important. And when I spoke about this first year, that does not mean this discussion is only for the fresher. Even if you are experienced, probably these things are very relevant for you as well, because if you are into 5 to 10 years of experience or 1 to 5 years of experience range, what you have to do to reach to the next stage, and then after that next stage, you need to carefully assess and map yourself according to what is your career roadmap. That's why I always say, if you are working today, you should have a clear roadmap of next 5 years, what you want to do, how you want to grow, where do you see in your next 5 years. Please have these questions ready, keep assessing yourself, and continue upskilling. I hope you enjoy the discussion. I'll see you very soon in our next discussion. Thank you.